Hello and welcome, friends, to the inaugural season of the Premier League. This restructure of the People's League pits over 40 clans across 8 divisions against teams of relatively equal skill level. Tonight, for the first ever match of the Premier League, we have the Australia New Zealand Regiment, or ANZR, against BATALLÓN CÓNDOR, or BCR. My name is Caparzo, and I'm so excited to be shepherding this new season with this incredible Division 5 matchup, along with my co-caster and Orga team member Hump and founder of the Premier League, Hercules. Boys, how we doing?
Good evening.
Hey, what's up? What's up? Good to be here, guys. Excited for this new season, man, and already, just this is looking so awesome. This is gonna be phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll take a look at the standings here just to get an idea of the teams that are competing in this 35s and below division. So again, 35 players and below will be in these divisions. So tons of teams here, and I'm just waiting to get up in my squad for admin cam, and then we'll be off to the races. But this one, we got Purple Heart Lane, everyone's favorite, right, boys?
Been a
Oh, I
while
can't get
since
enough of this map, huh? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Been a while since I've seen a couple of PHLs come up on the main stains, but so a lot of the alternative French maps, the less linear maps, have been favoured over the past couple of weeks. So it's really, really good to see this one come up as the first showcase. Excited to see what transpires on this one.
Yeah, 100%. And we will swap back to the admin cam here, and we will start this thing off. As you can see, we have quite a few new overlays for you this season of the Premier League. We will pop up the score bug here, which we have, and we'll start this countdown to be in line, hopefully, with the real countdown. And yeah, I hope we have Carentan Causeway, though. So Hump, Herc, we all know this is a little bit more German favored. So ANZR, as the Germans, will have a bit of an advantage here to start.
Yeah, I think it's going to be up to BCR to get up there quick, set up their perimeter, and hold the line before ANZR has a chance to come in and really use that slight advantage that they'll have.
Yeah, agree on that point. I mean, the points split across the middle typically favour the Germans just proximity-wise, but that slight kink in the road you get on the north side for the Germans gives the Germans a good advantage on the main road, which is the primary objective. Just to creep out that armour and get the first shots off in the tanks and trucks, hold that road. That slight kink in the road gives them a slight advantage, but seems to translate into overall win rate overall. So, looking like if it's Causeway, it might go in BCR's favour. We shall see.
Yeah, absolutely. So, again, BCR will be the US here, while ANZR will be the Germans. Looks like everyone is at the starting line and ready to go. And I suppose the next thing to wonder is if we will have any rocket snipes.
It's always fun watching those rockets just fly across the map.
My favorite.
Yeah, excited to see how they might try and implement the rocket snipes in the 35s meta. Obviously, less players, less people to allocate to that task. Yeah, intriguing to see how they might go on this one.
I'm in an RD squad here, so we see him marking that road really early on. I'm sure he's dialing in his shells. Oh, do see a rocket snipe going in. Just comes up a little bit short.
Decently close.
Yeah, good attempt. We'll see if they have another one.
When you're coming out with rocket snipes, you can practice all day long about where you want to put the rocket. It's all going to depend on whether or not somebody's there.
Right, 100%.
Yeah, you need to balance volume with accuracy. Volume and accuracy tend to meet in the middle.
That's 100% true, but if we pan over here, ANZR is already in the strong point. Buddha is beeline for that MG spot at the top. Gotta love that. BCR is having some trouble getting down here. Don't think they got sniped, but maybe we missed a submarine effort gone wrong.
Strong presence, gone for pace on the ANZR side here.
Yeah, you see ANZR set up pretty quickly. It looks like BCR had a beeline going on, and he just kind of stopped. I don't know, maybe he had lost some of his squad in one of those rocket snipes or arty strikes, but uh, they're gonna have to push in now from a pretty vulnerable standpoint, I think.
I think Ivan is playing this pretty smart, though. He kind of sees the writing on the wall. He's looking at his map. Stay alive, get an OP up, leapfrog some guys up, and try to make
They're
something
bringing
happen.
some armor up.
But
They're bringing some armor up that road, probably to relieve a little bit of pressure to wait for some infantry reinforcement. We'll see how that plays out for him, because there's a ton of ANZR guys up there. I'm just not sure how long that armor's going to last.
Yeah, BCR might have missed a trick here. I'm just wondering why the distance between the players is so large in terms of getting the boys up in transports. But
like I said, it could have been like an unlucky arty strike or something. Maybe wiped out a transport truck, and they're having to respawn back to get back up there. The arty strike could have definitely stopped that onslaught at the beginning.
It could be that they were trying to avoid a potential snipe and gone through that waterway. I think we saw that in a summit match this last season with I think it was WRTB was able to kind of scare 22nd away from the main road and force them into the water. And obviously that's not what they were trying to do. You could cross there, but maybe that's sort of what we saw. But right now, ANZR controlling the line, moving to a hard point to capture Dove River Battery. So diagonal pushes.
Absolutely controlling that line. You just saw Mako come up and kind of eliminate a little bit of pressure from that BCR. The BCR is really going to have to, I think, encapsulate this point. Being a 35 v35 match, I think the strategies are going to have to play out a little bit differently than the 50 or 49 v49. I think if they don't figure out a way to put a stranglehold on the back side of this point, BCR is just not going to make any progress here, especially with ANZR pushing out with that solid line the way they are. I mean, you can see them pushing forward. We've got, what is that, Wilson right up here next to that hedgerow, trying to come around and eliminate that BCR presence right there. Looks like CJ did take out Joker, but I mean, Nilsson's right behind him.
Nelson, this is a name I remember from previous casts that I've done for ANZR. This guy always finds his way, as we see the medium going down for BCR, and that's brutal. I think that was the enemy, or the friendly 70s, or Panzer IV. Oh my goodness. But yeah, and I commentators curse Nelson, but he does have a knack for always ending up behind the enemy lines and in a spot that has you wondering how he could have possibly ended up there.
I want to say that was probably Friendly Artie right there that got him.
It probably was. This area is so important to control here, boys. I think it's so important, and it was so hard to control before, that's why we ended up with this new asset added with the new crossing here. But BCR needs to hold on to this this compound here if they want to give themselves the best shot to recap.
I mean, PHL for me, in my mind, rightly or wrongly, is control the road. Once you control the road, you can then work on secondary objectives, which is move up the map and control the crossings. BCR need to now start working up the map, holding that middle road, and just start working river crossing to river crossing, and just start creeping their way up the map there. You can leapfrog in sections. That's BCR's main objective now.
Unknown has a really good life there with the grease gun, able to take 2 out before going down to MacD or Rev up there at the top of your screen. But like to see what Goofy and his squad is doing here. They have Buddha, again, just all over the power positions with the MG. Going to set up here nicely, cut down anything that they're going to want to do.
Nelson leading the charge into that little compound there. It looks like he's gone down, but he's got some squad mates behind him making a push.
One chance. It's a big life. If he's able to snuff out some spawn points here, he could really make his team's life easier.
Looks like he's down to that. Yep.
And there's the
And
Gary.
he's moving on the Gary. He's got eyes on, so he's at least mentioned it to his teammates.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
We fly through the flare. Nice play by one chance.
And that's going to solidify ANZR right there in that compound.
Yeah, and what we're seeing
For
here
sure.
is BCR bubbling out from their strong point at Dove River out here to flak position. And from experience, this can be successful, but it's only going to be as successful as ANZR not having someone inside Carrington Causeway with an MG42, because one guy can legitimately cut down this entire side of the map if he's positioned right. So, not saying it's not worth having people over here, but definitely it's something to keep your eye on for ANZR if we do see an MG in that house.
Also, at 35s, that's a lot of manpower to come out at one side. I mean, with 50 v 50 or 40 v 49, you got options to come out up either side and see what one gives way first. But BCR look to be committing on one side early,
Yeah,
trying to get a route in there.
it's like the map
Seems
has
to be
been
giving up the middle.
Yeah, the map has been kind of cut in half. Not a ton of presence over here on the east side. Just a few BCR soldiers. But ANZR having a nice kind of presence over there. This is really the battle right now. And quite a few BCR actually in the back lines over here. And let's take a look at the garrison setup while we can. Nice setup by ANZR. You know, nothing wrong with that.
Perhaps need to shuffle maybe more towards the right-hand side of the map there, given that the next point is there. But I agree. Nice, good, strong width there. Good utilisation of the different classes as well. Looking at both of them, they're all running assaults, AT players and MGs.
Yeah, that's
across
right.
the teams.
You won't see a lot of riflemen in the 35s typically, even for the Germans, I find. But BCR having a really, really nice push all the way out here. I don't know if there's been a flare over here. Most of the flares have been concentrated on the front lines. So BCR can get a little something going here. We have a squad lead here. Looks like we might have another OP over there in that cluster. They might catch... Ooh. Escaroto rocking the satchel with the grease gun. Everyone's favorite. Let's see what he gets up to.
Nice, patient play, not rushing it. Opting for the floor, love to see it.
This is Purple Heart Lane, ladies and gentlemen.
At this point, I'd be turning the volume down on my game so I don't hear that sludge over and over.
Yeah. But we're seeing on a wider basis, Hizoka and his squad, they get pinged out by the commander ping. So, gonna be people looking there, but Escaroto under fire by Tommy Shelby, and he goes down. Artie's able to take out that MG, which is huge. We do have our first Tiger on screen. Again, for you viewers out there, the new league has just a few rules, and one of those rules is no Panther, and that's just to keep it one heavy per team, or one true heavy per team. Indestructible nodes. We're not going to waste Recon's time, or sapper squads taking out nodes. And untouchable Artie. So one-man artillery, but he cannot be killed. So those are the rules. If you want to know, if you're maybe not familiar with the competitive side of the game and why I say true heavy, it's because the Americans technically have two heavies as well, but one is the 75 Jumbo. 75 Jumbo, right? Right, boys?
Mm-hmm.
And
yep,
that is really not a true heavy tank. It just gets destroyed by every other real heavy tank. And by the Germans having two of them, you kind of end up in a situation where they can spawn multiple tanks if they lose them. But
Germans have more firepower. Americans have equal armor, but not necessarily equal on the battlefield.
This is a big play here. Mutual cap pressure right now. Both points went contested there for a moment, with cap pressure now beginning on Carentan Causeway. BCR really needs to take out, I think there's 2 OPs, or there's just 1 OP over here. Other than that, just 2 garrisons bracketing the point.
I mean, Hizoka being a squad leader on the point at this point in time, he's got opportunity to flick major cap pressure here with an OP if he's brave enough, but he's elevated there, so he doesn't have that opportunity to hand.
Hisoka is George squad. His OP is close, and it is hot.
Lovely.
Where's that hot from? Oh, they're coming down this way. They might pop the OP. They did, I believe. I think Jungle Snake just got it. But BCR flooding in. It is a race against time with ANZR having cap pressure as well on Dove River Battery. Let's check this out really quick. And this one looks a lot more steady. We have Drift, Hong Kong, Goofy, Buddha, Rev now pushing in. Vito goes down.
Yeah, 1 squad leader. Well, 2 squad leaders. One spotter, 1 squad leader.
They're stopping that push.
There we go. Aided by the tank. Now gets pinged out by the commander. Good contest back there by BCR. Let's flip back over here, and it looks like more of the same. Both teams.
Yeah. This seems like more of a threat here. There's no presence from
I think you're seeing more cap pressure now. It's big spawn wave off the Gary. Remember, everyone, this is 35, so
every little bit counts.
Every little bit counts is right.
That Gary, is it hidden behind a bush right now?
Yes.
Right in the deathly there. They'll get little options.
It's a little bit of a little valley right there, but I do kind of feel like that's a little exposed. But they probably didn't have much of an option. They were probably just trying to get something down, get back in the point.
Oh my goodness, ANZR already Rooster right now just hits a really nice shot that might solidify this based on what happens here. I mean, this Artie's just ripping. Oh my gosh.
And that Artie's landed right on the path between the Gary and the point. They're gonna have to go completely around.
Yeah, let's see what happens as far as
Which might be clear from this Artie here, with that one just landing there. The boys have separated from the round, taking 1 out.
We still have 2 squad leaders alive. That's the important thing.
We see Empire coming around on that side over there.
Oh, that's just a truck. I thought that was a tank there for a second. Nope, but cap pressure does stop. BCR coming in from behind from the way of flak position.
Yeah, they're circling back around it. They just got to get some guys on point. That's where the contest is coming from. It's the strength on point.
Right, I think.
See, the spotter has presence on the north side there. He needs to get off, get a flare up, and give the information to his guys to understand the severity of what's happening over here.
Yeah, Cazador and those guys over there on the right side of the river really helped their team out by kind of killing out some of these guys that have been on the strong cap. We're seeing that allowing the garrison side to make some more progress than they've made before. So this just turns into a team deathmatch. You know, who's gonna be able to kill off the other one off the point right now? And if you're ANZR,
Recon flare combination would give you intel on where it's targeted at Artie as well. Artie looks to be electing to close off the choke point there, but it needs to be coming more south and hitting the strong point for BCR. Strong response from BCR. A little laboured, but strong response. Everybody heeded the call there, understood the severity of it, called them back.
Gets an OP pop, and that should end most of the threat here.
Coming around on the backside of Drift.
Oh no. Melee, please, please.
Get him.
Yes! Yes!
Nice. Oh!
Brilliant.
Yes.
Oh, they both die there with that Artie show coming in, but he got the knife first.
Coup de grace with the Artie.
The first match of the Premier League, and we have our first melee. It is an airhead.
Airhead.
Airhead bombing run coming in by ANZR. Zavla's in position.
Zaval's on it. He's going to take it before that bombing run does any work.
Just a little bit mistiming. He says, I've already done what I needed to.
He welcomed the bombing run with open arms.
Yeah, 15 seconds early on the airhead, unlucky.
Yeah, and it was just a little bit late. Like, they had an opportunity and BCR was able to recover, but I mean, I'm sure if we look back over here, the cost of that defense was a lot of seeded ground.
This would be a great chance if BCR had any squads set up to push on that Carantam Causeway.
That's aggressive, offensive aggression in the game just cedes ground, and that will give the other team a lot of breathing room to readjust. You see that quite a lot.
I'm just happy we caught a melee in our first ever game. I'm just so excited about that.
ANZR still on the front foot despite that strong response from BCR. Still positive cap pressure. BCR unable to nip it in the bud. I feel like intel in terms of spotters and recon planes probably what BCR need here to reach an equilibrium.
Joker, nice shot on the recon tank, takes out that Greyhound. Yeah, that Gary is still up over there. Cap pressure is still present, but not as severe as it once was just a moment ago. But man, Rooster is eating it up on the Artie right now. And cap pressure begins in earnest once again. It's going to be dependent on this garrison wave, I believe, and Rooster's artillery shells, of course. I do want to take a moment and shout out some of the other streams that are going on tonight. We have Awake, who is going to be streaming tonight. He has First versus TRL, I believe. So that's going to be a great one tonight. So make sure you check out his channel in the description. We also have DonGotti and Guskit and Mahojoe. So their links are in the description. Make sure to check those guys out and show them some love. But we are nearing half cap already on Dove River, and I don't know if BCR has the manpower right now.
There's not a ton of ANZR presence there in the point. If BCR can just get in and hold the strong point, then they'll be in good condition. But it looks like they're being held off of the point pretty darn well. Nelson putting some work in. He is all over the place. Sombrus coming in, trying to take some shots on Nelson. Ivan and Kawa trying to flank around him. Kawa making a move. Is Nelson even going to see him come up behind?
See, this is dangerous now with them getting over here on the right side of your screen, because they're going to be able to wipe some like all the OPs and the Gary. It's only going to take one guy to see the Gary and mark it for an AT.
You see Nourisher. Nourisher has eyes on Gary. He's lining up right now. I think he's going to move on it. Kawa made it in. I think he took down Nelson. He's now making a play on Goofy. Drift going down, but I think Nourisher, I'm pretty sure he called out that Gary.
Ton of BCR in this river.
Yeah, but they're all looking, what is it, north?
Oh, mine saves the day for BCR.
Just seen a ping come up on your screen there, Caparzo. Seems that you being an art squad has dialed in on that section.
Yeah, Rooster is letting it fly.
M squad ping popping up is ominous.
Buddha. Rooster gets Buddha too. Oh, and look at those spawns. Oh my goodness.
Man, that was going to be a clutch spawn, but that Artie is just putting in some work. That whole spawn's gone.
And Mac D too. Mac D, he wiped out 2 spawn waves. We didn't fully appreciate it because of the Artie, but goodness gracious.
Look, we saw a rocket come in. I think the rocket took the OP. Joker's coming in behind. Oh no, the OP is still up.
Gary's still up. Mac D goes down. Joker probably doesn't see it with all the smoke in front of him right now. But
they're holding gun on that Gary though. They are pushing him off.
ANZR do not need to move for any of these positions. Just hold. 20 seconds left on the cap.
Yeah, they've got this point locked down.
unless it's a massive spawn wave on this Gary, that will be an ANZR cap most likely.
We got a few seconds. We might see one here. They might be locked in.
Say that again?
Just wondering if they might have been locked in on the 3-second timer there.
Right.
It was kind of close.
But yeah, that
Good
now
cap from BCR. Super.
ANZR.
Sorry, ANZR.
I know it's late for you. It's all right. But yeah, what we're seeing now is a straight-on push to forward battery. So dangerous territory to be in for BCR with ANZR now fully kind of establishing themselves into the strong point and bubbling out.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to definitely establish themselves before they attempt to push. You can see them kind of setting up that perimeter around the point, and then we start seeing them, like you were saying, start to bubble out one at a time. That is a nasty placement.
Great. It looks like a pre-planned position as well. Good
Yeah.
prep work from BCR if that's the case.
I love
Wow,
to see
I mean,
that is good.
We're now transitioning from offset points to linear points, so this game might speed up from here on out.
Yeah, we might see a lot more condensed action. In the 35s format, you typically see in those offset point scenarios where there's so much ground to fight over, it's hard to pinpoint these massive fights that you might see otherwise. But now I think we're going to get to see some real close quarters action, especially with these points, how they're laid out.
Yeah, I think ANZR is definitely going to be using that hedgerow right there to your left to push up into the eastern side of that next point.
Right. I mean, their blue zone extends very far up. It's really not a far move off of their blue line to get into the strong point. So those are always dangerous points.
And we see Goofy right there. Is he trying to get down an OP or a Gary right here?
Yeah, we could flash back to Goofy here in a moment. I just want to see Drift and that other squad lead.
Ronnie?
Yeah. Oh, Goofy goes down.
Oh, there goes
Joda.
Goofy.
Drift, nice kill.
Drift taking some shots. Joda and Caesars have eyes on Drift.
Oh, and Caesar.
There he goes.
Good shots. But if we back off, let's take a look at the map here for a moment. ANZR does have a garrison up on the point. That's always great, and I'm sure we'll see them looking for a garrison around here. Tons of cover with that hedge line, like you pointed out, Herc.
I think we've got an OP or a Gary for BCR over on that eastern map edge.
Yeah, it must be. Yep, Gary right
There it
there.
is. There's a Gary right there. And I think they're going to try to use that to push back up. But it's this map. This map is so open. You really have to know the approach lines and how to get in without being seen.
Pure Edge and Big Marn over here. Notice these people that spawned off that Gary. Pretty dangerous for BCR if these guys then track back them to the spawn, but headshot on one of them. Another good shot by Big Marn with that Car 98. Great shot. Should mention that ANZR is, as their full name would suggest, they are mostly Australia and New Zealand team, and BCR is comprised of a lot of different Latin American countries, I believe. So correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, please. See a lot of BCR fans in there. So another big spawn wave here to help BCR out. Pure Edge just left alone. Doing a good job of it. Takes out most of them. I mean,
right there.
Redman too with the MG42. I think he's locked in on that spawn now. Like to see how he deals with the next spawn wave. But if we look more towards the point, Drift, who's been playing really well this game, he's fragging out.
BCR just pinned Revs right there, one on each side of that building.
Might start to see some cap pressure here. Some great rockets. Just a medium tank behind the point for BCR. bombing run coming in. I believe that is ANZR bombing run.
Well placed. ANZR putting on a showcase with the way that they're performing here.
Very aggressive. I love it. Love it.
BCR doing a great job. I just don't think they were prepared for the onslaught that ANZR is putting at them right now.
Commander Average Avocado leading the charge into the strong point.
It looks like they've started the cap on that next point.
Yes, sir, they have. And
A little bit of contest. They've defended.
ANZR coming out strong here in just a half hour into this match.
I mean, it's the first match of the season of a brand new league. They want to establish dominance.
Right.
Plant the flag.
Hump was telling me earlier. He's like, I don't have all the stats prepared tonight. I was like, Hump, this is a new league. There are no stats. So the stats are being created tonight. You know, who's gonna be the best this season? The first season.
Start from 0, and it's looking good. Medium tank opting to use the smoke rounds. Come on.
Let's go. I mean, these are the different strategies that I think these teams are going to have to do in the 35s. I think it's a great, if they use it right, it's going to blind ANZR and allow BCR to come back in. But ANZR is just applying so much pressure to this point right now.
They're using the smokes right now. Drift says, thank you very much. I'll take that crossing of the road.
He sure did. He sure did. It's absolutely capitalizing on that. Denali coming around behind. He's going to try to wipe out that little push on the hedgerow there on the left. Let's see if he can do it.
Maybe the real world application of like military doctrine that tanks don't necessarily hold ground, infantry hold ground with tanks. The tank opting to back off on this one.
I just realized I didn't update BCR to 1 on the scoreboard for some time there. So sorry guys, just getting used to this myself. Hope you enjoy these overlays. In the description at the bottom, you should be able to see all the streams that are happening this weekend too. So bookmark your favorites.
Airhead coming in.
Here we go.
Is it ANZR? It is.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
It looks like
Let's
it's
see
on the
if they time it right.
Do you know what? That's very reserved and in a good position to keep reinforcing that attack. I approve of that from ANZR. Nice.
Right.
Not at risk, but very ambitious.
Oh, we see some supplies coming in over the east side. Looks like Rev or Average of Avocado is about to get up a garrison on the east side of that last point there. I think BCR did take out that airhead, yeah?
No, it's still up, but
No?
they do have a garrison now as well. So
right next to Gary.
Oh, man.
Spawns.
You're getting reduced spawn times here. There should be a lot of manpower switch here. This might be too much for BCR to combat, unless they opt for a bomber run here.
I think the smart play by ANZR would be right now to put all hands forward. They've got the step, they've got their foot in the door, now they need to just power through.
Yeah.
25% cap, I'd be transitioning.
Yeah,
heavy tank on the right side, middle road control with the light tank and two guys. Sorry, the medium tank and 2 guys. Looking positive.
And we're seeing
BCR kept at arm's length in that trough there.
Yeah, and the heavy tank pushing up here as well. For Purple Heart Lane, we haven't seen a ton of armor engagements this one, but here at the end, this is going to make things exceptionally more difficult, as we're seeing most of the BCR teams spawning at a garrison they have in the back line there.
Yeah, massive spawn. They got to get in and do something about that armor if they're going to have any chance of saving this.
Uru goes down to fly spray. Great kill by the TC.
Looks like he's coming in to get some reps going. That armor is a little bit blind to BCR's push down the hedgerow, but ANZR is not blind. Their infantry is all over it.
20 seconds left on the cap here, guys. Looking still in favour of ANZR. This might be it.
BCR's got a couple of seconds to really push in there and stop this cap. They're putting on some work. They're trying to get in there for sure, but ANZR's just got it locked down right now.
Thought for a second that plane flying overhead was a decision.
And that will do it.
What a quick, awesome, intense match. ANZR coming out the gate hot. They are ready to prove themselves, and they did not hesitate to do that.
short and sweet, 35 minutes, a real different dynamic from the 50-50 leagues where we see a couple of stalemates and 3-2s. Doesn't look like 335s are going to follow suit. Great opening match. Really enjoyed that.
Yeah, me too. I think ANZR definitely wanted to come out strong here, and they certainly succeeded in doing so with the first match of the league. And I think this sets the tone for Division 5 and the 35v35 version of this league. So excited to see what they do. I watched them a bunch last season and enjoyed all those matches. So I hope to see them in the future. And BCR, commiserations on a loss, but it's not the end of the season. There's plenty of games to be played, and just get back on the horse and fix your what you need to fix and get them next week. But boys, any final words here as we end the first match of the Premier League here tonight?
That's what I was gonna say, man. The first match of the Premier League, coming out hot, coming out intense. Definitely setting the pace. I'm looking forward to the rest of the streams that we're going to see this season. We're going to have more streams than we ever have. We're going to be bringing you action and content like you've never seen before, all brought to you by our most talented people of the stream team, led by Caparzo and Awake. They've been doing a phenomenal job. Been working with Radical Gaming Network, trying to get some of these overlays set up. I am so excited to see how the rest of this season goes and what we're going to be able to broadcast to you guys, the people.
Couldn't have said it better, Herc. How about you, Hum? What you have?
Oh, I mean, that's a tough one to follow, eloquently put from Herc. But in terms of the game, ANZR, props to you guys. Look at you guys put in the legwork with your opener. Really strong and set the tone for the game. BCR, when you're going back to dissect this, you might want to look at the opening there. A bit sluggish in getting in, so work on that and you guys should be a lot better. You put up a great fight, but I'll just echo what Herc said in the final parts there. A lot of work gone into this opening season, and really glad that it could be showcasing the way it was. Props to you, Caparzo and Awake and the gang, and really excited to see the stomper matchups we've got for this weekend. Lots of content. Really excited to see what else is to come by.
Yeah, 100%. And again, I want to direct everyone to the video description where I've listed all of the stream team members. We have tons and tons of matches this weekend, including some that are going on right now. So check out Awake, check out DonGotti and Guskit, and check out Mahojoe tonight for some more streams and a ton more tomorrow. So best way to stay informed, join the People's League Discord. That link is in the description as well.
Premier
League. Sorry. There's a lot of muscle memory to undo. I'm so sorry. The Premier League Discord, and come join us, come get involved, and come to the match streams. We'd love to have you. So with that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your night and weekend, and enjoy the streams this weekend. Take care, everyone.
Yeah.